Just 30 seconds of exercise per day. Is that enough? Well, a new study investigated just that, and the results are pretty straightforward, but there's a bit more to it than we think. Let's take a closer look. First, I want to thank the amazing health and fitness resource of examine.com for introducing me to this study. They're no strangers to this channel. I definitely recommend checking them out if you haven't already. Now, let's quickly break down this new study. In fact, we're going to go straight to the results. As we alluded to, the researchers wanted to know what happens if you exercise for only 30 seconds a day. More specifically, when subjects were instructed to sprint at max effort for 30 seconds a day, 5 days a week over 6 weeks, virtually all of the measured outcomes, such as aerobic power, knee torque, blood pressure, heart rate, body fat percentage, and so on, did not improve. The same goes for the control group. In other words, the study found that 30 seconds of sprinting per day is ineffective in improving your health and fitness. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, well, that was kind of quick and pointless. Well, it certainly was quick, but definitely not pointless, because this study is a good and simple example of how we can get more out of a study other than its conclusion. When we take a closer look at the data, it seems that far more than 30 seconds might not be enough. Remember that control group also did not see improvements, and this control group didn't just do nothing for 6 weeks. Instead, they were instructed to maintain their usual exercise routine. And since all subjects were required to already be performing at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity or 60 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic exercise per week, it means that at minimum, they were exercising 24 to 60 times longer than the 30-second sprinting subjects. And we wouldn't have known this if we didn't dig just a bit deeper. So now with this new information, it might seem like up to 150 minutes, or using the same 5-day split, 30 minutes per day of exercise is also not enough. And if you think that sounds a bit strange, well, that's because when we dig even more, we uncover an important caveat. Although the subjects were required to already be performing 60 to 150 minutes of aerobic exercise per week, the actual exercises they performed during the 6-week trial itself were never reported. So the exact amount of exercise they did is unclear. But now, with all this extra information, we might at least be able to offer a new conclusion of needing much more than 30 seconds of exercise to see meaningful health and fitness improvements. And that's the big takeaway I wanted to showcase in this video. Studies normally offer much more than what we get from its surface or abstract. And I would definitely argue that this revelation of 60 to 150 minutes of exercise being potentially ineffective is very worthy of further investigation. And we wouldn't have even thought about discussing this if we didn't dig a bit further into the study. Hopefully, future research can compare even more exercise durations, maybe 1, 5, 10, however many minutes of exercise per day to really narrow things down. I would assume finding that minimum threshold of exercise required for gains is definitely a topic people want to know. Now, even though this study's initial conclusion is pretty uneventful, it does at least challenge the common phrase of doing any amount of exercise is better than doing nothing. Seems like that's not exactly the case, at least according to this study. But for all you patient viewers, I do hope this video provided a bit of food for thought for the next time you digest any other evidence-based fitness content. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a scientific thumbs up and share it with your evidence-loving friends. Subscribe for more, and please let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to get your protein.